to my channel. Today I'll be talking about the difference between Huda Beauty foundation and Fenty Beauty foundation. So these two foundations are really amazing foundations. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be grateful. These are amazing foundations, don't get me wrong, these are really amazing foundations, but I just want to show you guys the difference between both of them and how and when you can make use of both of them. My face is already moisturized. Before I start application, I would like to prime my face and then get back to you guys. This video is mainly for those that are confused on if to get Huda foundation or Fenty Beauty foundation. These two foundations are really amazing, especially the makeup artists. I know that a lot of people are struggling with knowing the exact one to get. If you have the money, I suggest you get both of them because they are really good. They just have different functions. That's in my own opinion. I don't know about you, but in my own honest opinion, let me show you guys what both of them look like. This is my Huda foundation. It's not runny, it's just there, it's thick, very creamy. It's just this little quantity can go a long way on your face. And look at my Fenty. Oh, this shade is dark for me. This is my shade in Fenty foundation, and this is my shade in Huda foundation. In Huda I use gingerbread, and in Fenty I use 370. So I'll be putting this on my face to show you how it looks. I forgot to turn on my complete light, so I just did. I don't know if you notice anything about this Huda foundation. It gives you that yellow undertone, and it's just one layer is well covered. I don't know if you notice it with what I'm seeing here is completely covered. I mean, one side is still really rough, so you see how my face was, and this is the coverage Huda foundation gave me. So now let me give you what Fenty will give me here. Let me show you what Fenty will give me here. I'll be using the other side of my brush. This is where I used for my Fenty, for my Huda, so I'll be giving you this side. So I'll be using the lighter shade, which is my color. I am currently blending it out with another side of my beauty blender. I don't know if you guys noticed, when I was blending in my Huda foundation, it was a bit tough. Like, to blend in was very difficult because the foundation was thick, so it took me time to blend in everything into my skin. So it gives you a very tougher blend. But with my Fenty foundation, it was so smooth, like to blend was so easy. You can even see how I was easily spreading the foundation using just my brush, and then I was able to just place everything in the right places, and then used my beauty blender to pushing everything into my skin. Blending in my Fenty foundation was just in a blink of an eye, but the Huda took me time. I had to even cut some off camera so that I wouldn't take a lot of your time. So yeah, Huda is smoother because it's lightweight. Fenty is smoother because it lightweight, while Huda was a bit tough because it was so creamy and thicker. So yeah. What color do you think matches better on my skin? Um, this this used to be my exact shade, but after the quarantine I noticed that I got a bit lighter, so I went to 37. I went My foundation shade is now 370, but I used 390 now. So but can you see the coverage that Fenty gave me and Huda? So after some time you'd notice that this is settling down gradually. So by the time it settles and sits properly on my face, it's I mean, this is giving me that Instagram vibe, that's the whole bridal vibe. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. When I build this in second layer, it will give me that vibe too, but this feels more hydrating. This feels like myself more than this. This is way thicker. This is more, I don't know how else to explain it, but I'm just trying to say something and I don't know if you guys are understanding it. When it comes to highlighting and contour, you can highlight with Huda and you can contour with Huda. Foundation is just foundation. You can't highlight with Fenty and you can't contour with Fenty. You can only do it when you can only contour with Fenty when you're highly professional in your work, because I've tried it several times and I'll show you what it gives. Starting with 430. I don't know if you noticed something here. As I was contouring with my Fenty foundation, it gave me a little spacing as if the product there is trying to clean off. This is the feel you get with Fenty foundation sometimes because it's lightweight. So if you're trying to contour with it, it acts as if the foundation, that the product there is trying to clean off. I don't know if you understand. So it gives you that dark patch over there. I've noticed this several times even when I use it on my clients. So it doesn't happen all the time, but I think, I don't know what causes it exactly, but I've noticed it severally with my Fenty Beauty foundation. If I'm trying to contour with it, assuming the person is really light and I want to contour with not so dark contour, I'd like to use my foundation. I like to use foundation to contour sometimes. So if I try to use my Fenty foundation, it gives me that patch, that black stuff. I just build it up a little bit more to fill it up, and then at the initial time it gives me discomfort because sometimes you still see the whole thing until you're done with the face and set it before it disappears. So to avoid that, if you can't handle the whole process, just avoid using Fenty to contour. Highlighting is out of it because trust me, you can't use it to highlight. It's too lightweight for that. So I'll be contouring with the darker shade of my Huda foundation in Mocha. This is what I'll be using to contour this side. Let me show you guys what it will feel like. I'm picking up just this little piece and then can you see that? This is amazing. This is really cool. I mean, you can contour with your Huda and you feel comfortable doing that. You will feel so relaxed. You won't have any issue with that, because this is what it is. It is what it is. It's so relaxing contouring with a thicker product, because you won't get that annoying feel. You won't get that, you won't have such issues. So I'll be contouring with I'll be contouring every other part. The same way you can contour with Huda, you can as well highlight with Huda, or is it highlight, conceal? You can also use Huda as your concealer because it's really thick, so you can use the lighter one to if you used a lightweight foundation, you can use your Huda foundation to conceal as a concealer for your under eyes and your other areas that you normally put concealer. For every other person that is not a makeup artist, for your everyday use, you can use your Fenty Beauty as your, and just use one layer as your everyday makeup look. You can wear it all day and it's still very, very okay. But for your gengem waka, want to go for Owambe, for your weddings and all of that, just go for your Huda Beauty foundation for you to look that glamorous. Like, if I want to be glammed, I want that whole full coverage kind of feel, just go for your Huda foundation. But for your subtle, I want to look cute and still myself, you know what I'm talking about, just go for your Fenty foundation. So I'd advise you as a makeup artist to have both foundation. They are really, really good. They give you some clients would really decline Huda because it's very thick, and some people would want you to give them a very full coverage, so that's when you need Huda. I'd advise you get both of them for your comforts and all of that. As for the non-makeup artist, you can get both of them and just use Huda when you want to build up your face, when you want to look snatched. Yes, snatched is the word. It gives you that top glam look. It makes you feel like I glammed up. But Fenty gives you that subtle feel that makes you feel your skin at the same time. Then you look really flawless. So these are two flawless foundations that I really do love. So as a makeup artist, I suggest you get both of them. And then the sizes, this is 35 ml and this is 32 ml. This is a little bit more expensive than this, but with the whole difference in prices and difference in sizes, I feel they are really okay. I mean, the price of this is worth it and the price of this is completely worth it, so they are really, really okay. For those of us in Nigeria, the both foundations are really okay for our weather. Like, it does not affect anything. And when it comes to caking and bringing out those lines, as you can see, my Huda foundation is already giving me a little line, while my Fenty is still looking really good. It's not giving me any form of line. And then what else? For my everyday use, I'd rather use my Fenty foundation all the time. In fact, even if I'm going for events and all of that, I just love to use my Fenty foundation because for me personally, it's actually my favorite foundation. I love it so much. It gives me that I am still myself kind of feel, and this gives me that so much of I did makeup today kind of feel, which on a good day I just love to look myself. So I can use this every day while I can't use this every day. They are both camera friendly, so I'd recommend both of them for you professional makeup artists, and for you users for the personal users, I still recommend both of them. I love me my Fenty anyways. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any other questions, please feel free to ask me. I would always be there to reply all your messages. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate. If you've not subscribed, please, I hope you subscribe now, because I'll be giving you content you desire. I'll give you content your heart really wants. So I'll see you in my next video.